Welcome to the March 2026 Horoscope Forecast. It's essential to note that these insights are grounded in Vedic Astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference from the tropical zodiac. We are moving through an intense eclipse season that began with the solar eclipse in Aquarius on February 17th and continues with the total lunar eclipse on March 3rd in Leo. Saturn continues its steady transit in Pisces, casting its disciplined gaze toward Taurus, Virgo, and Sagittarius. Saturn in Pisces blends structure with spirituality, reality with imagination. It demands emotional maturity. It asks us to turn faith into responsibility. Its aspects indicate that financial foundations, practical routines, and long-term goals are being tested. If something lacks structure, March exposes it. If something is built with integrity, Saturn stabilizes it. This is a month where escapism will not work. Accountability will. Jupiter begins the month retrograde in Gemini, encouraging intellectual revision and belief reassessment. From Gemini, Jupiter aspects Libra, Sagittarius, and Aquarius, directly influencing the heavy planetary concentration forming in Aquarius. On March 11th, Jupiter turns direct. This shift is significant. When Jupiter stations direct, wisdom begins to move outward again. Plans that felt delayed since late 2025 may regain traction. Conversations that were stalled can now move forward with more confidence. Because Jupiter forms a supportive trine to Rahu in Aquarius, innovation, technology, global networks, and unconventional thinking gain momentum. What once felt chaotic begins to make sense. Aquarius is the epicenter of activity during the first half of the month. Rahu sits in its own sign, intensifying themes of revolution, independence, social reform, and collective awakening. Rahu conjunct Sun in early March creates ego confrontations, leadership conflicts, and exposure of hidden agendas. Authority figures may face scrutiny. Individually, this conjunction can bring identity confusion or a sudden urge to break free from restrictions. Mars joins this configuration, increasing volatility, courage, and impatience. Mercury retrograde is also part of this alignment, turning communication into a battlefield of misunderstandings, revelations, and revisions. Mars, Sun, Mercury, and Rahu together in Aquarius form one of the most combustible combinations. This can manifest as technological breakthroughs, political unrest, rapid market shifts, or sharp public debates. On a personal level, it may feel like mental overload. Thoughts race. Decisions feel urgent. Words can wound quickly. Mercury remains retrograde until March 21st, reminding us that not all information is complete. Acting impulsively may bring regret. Yet this same combination can spark genius ideas, especially in innovation, digital platforms, research, and scientific exploration. The total lunar eclipse on March 3rd occurs in Leo, with Moon conjunct Ketu. This eclipse axis of Aquarius and Leo highlights the tension between individuality and collective responsibility. Leo represents ego, recognition, creativity, and leadership. Ketu brings detachment and karmic release. Emotional endings are likely. Some may feel a withdrawal from drama or from situations that demand constant validation. The eclipse can expose pride wounds or father-related themes. Since Leo is ruled by the Sun globally, leadership narratives may shift. Personally, we may redefine what recognition truly means. While Aquarius dominates the mental and social sphere, Pisces becomes the emotional and spiritual sanctuary. On March 2nd, Venus enters Pisces, its exaltation sign, softening the month's harsher edges. Venus conjunct Saturn in Pisces blends love with responsibility. Relationships deepen through commitment rather than fantasy. Financial decisions require discipline but can become more stable. Compassion increases. Artistic expression flourishes. There is beauty available in silence and simplicity. On March 15th, the Sun moves into Pisces, joining Saturn and exalted Venus. The focus shifts from rebellion to reflection. This transit encourages healing, forgiveness, and creative flow. Saturn's presence ensures that emotional boundaries are necessary. Blind trust may lead to disappointment. Mature compassion can strengthen bonds. The new moon on March 19th in Pisces, conjunct Saturn, Venus, and Sun, is one of the most significant reset points of the month. It is a karmic seed moment. Intentions set around emotional maturity, spiritual growth, and long-term relationship stability have lasting power. Mercury turns direct on March 21st, gradually clearing confusion. Contracts, negotiations, and travel plans that face delays may move forward after this date. Still, because Mercury remains in close proximity to Rahu and Mars for part of the month, communication must remain mindful. Truth will surface, but tone matters. By March 26th, Venus leaves Pisces and enters Aries, shifting relational energy from sensitive to assertive. After a month of emotional processing, desires become clearer. Direct action replaces silent endurance. This late-month shift supports bold financial moves and decisive romantic conversations. Eclipse season always brings accelerated karma. Events in March may feel fated. Yet this is not a month of fear. It is a month of awakening. Structures are being redesigned. Identities are being updated. Relationships are being purified. When Jupiter moves direct and Mercury follows, clarity returns. When Venus rises in Pisces, its exaltation sign, compassion balances intensity. And when Saturn continues its patient transit, it quietly builds foundations for the years ahead. To accurately assess the impact of these transits, it's crucial to consider your ascendant and moon signs. The ascendant sign provides insights into the timing of life events, while the moon sign reveals how you'll emotionally respond to these changes. Additionally, consider the position of your current Maha-Dasha lord in your birth chart, as it can shed light on how these transits will influence the recurring themes of your current Dasha period. These specific outcomes will depend on individual Dasha periods and how these transits interact with your natal planetary placements. If you are currently in Jupiter's Maha-Dasha period, its transit influence will be particularly prominent. Remember, the effects of these transits vary for each person. Let's explore how they may affect you based on your zodiac sign and the houses they transit. For Aries, the first half of the month is highly social, goal-oriented, and outwardly active due to the intense activation of your 11th house. The second half shifts dramatically inward as multiple planets gather in your 12th house, asking you to slow down, reflect, and prepare for a new personal cycle. With Saturn in your 12th house and Jupiter preparing to move forward after a retrograde phase, this month carries both karmic closure and future momentum. Career developments are strongly connected to networking, alliances, and long-term ambitions. Your 10th and 11th Lord Saturn transits your 12th house in Pisces, suggesting that professional growth may be happening behind the scenes. You may feel that your hard work is not fully visible yet, or that certain responsibilities require quiet effort rather than public recognition. Saturn here encourages strategic planning, international connections, research work, or involvement with large institutions. Its aspect on your second house demands disciplined financial management tied to career decisions. Its aspect on your sixth house strengthens your ability to handle competition and workplace challenges with patience. Its aspect on your ninth house indicates that higher learning or mentorship may play a role in your long-term professional path. Meanwhile, the 11th house in Aquarius is intensely activated in the first half of March. Mars, your first house lord, is transiting there along with Rahu, the Sun, and Mercury retrograde. This creates strong ambition and a powerful desire to achieve results. You may connect with influential people, join new professional circles, or pursue large-scale projects. Rahu amplifies unconventional opportunities, especially through technology, digital platforms, or foreign associations. Mercury retrograde until March 21st suggests reviewing agreements carefully. Miscommunication within networks is possible. Avoid impulsive decisions, especially around the lunar eclipse on March 3rd in your 5th house. That eclipse may bring clarity regarding creative projects, speculative ventures, or long-term goals involving children or investments. Jupiter, ruler of your 9th and 12th houses, transits your 3rd house in Gemini and turns direct on March 11th. This shift is significant. If you have been reconsidering travel plans, educational pursuits, or communication strategies, clarity begins to return after mid-month. Jupiter's aspect on your 7th house strengthens partnerships, while its aspect on your 11th house supports gains through networking. The trine between Jupiter and Rahu can bring innovative ideas and bold collaborations. This is a month where strategic communication can open new doors. Financially, caution and restructuring are key themes. Venus, ruler of your 2nd and 7th houses, begins the month in your 11th house, supporting gains through collaborations and social contacts. Once Venus enters Pisces, its exaltation sign, on March 2nd and moves into your 12th house, expenses may increase. You may spend on travel, luxury items, spiritual activities, or private matters. Saturn's presence in the 12th encourages long-term financial discipline rather than short-term indulgence. The eclipse in your 5th house warns against risky speculation. Avoid gambling or impulsive investments during the first half of the month. After March 26th, when Venus enters Aries and moves into your 1st house, confidence in financial decisions improves and new income opportunities may arise. Love and marriage undergo emotional evaluation this month. The lunar eclipse on March 3rd in your 5th house can bring turning points in romantic life. If you are single, you may suddenly lose interest in someone who no longer aligns with your growth. If you are in a relationship, deeper emotional truths may surface. Since the Sun, ruler of your 5th house, is part of the 11th house conjunction during the eclipse, romance may be influenced by social circles or group dynamics. Be cautious of letting external opinions interfere with personal matters. For married Aries individuals, Jupiter's aspect on your 7th house offers protection and guidance. Communication requires patience until Mercury turns direct on March 21st. The second half of the month, when the Sun joins Venus and Saturn in your 12th house, creates a more private and introspective romantic atmosphere. You may crave emotional depth and quiet bonding rather than public display. This period supports healing and forgiveness. When Venus enters Aries at the end of the month, attraction and personal magnetism increase significantly. Family and friendships are highlighted through the 11th house activation. You may reconnect with old friends or expand your social network. Rahu and Mars together can create competition or ego clashes within groups. Saturn's aspect on your 2nd house may bring serious discussions about family finances or long-term planning. The 12th house emphasis in the second half of the month may also create temporary emotional withdrawal as you reassess priorities. Health requires mindful pacing. Mars in your 11th house can increase physical activity and drive, but Rahu may create mental overstimulation. Mercury retrograde may contribute to stress from overthinking. The eclipse may temporarily affect emotional balance. Once planetary energy shifts into your 12th house after March 15th, rest becomes essential. Saturn demands disciplined sleep patterns and structured routines. Meditation, spiritual practice, or time away from social noise will support well-being. By the end of the month, as Venus enters your sign, vitality gradually improves. Overall, March 2026 is a month of ambition followed by reflection for Aries. The first half pushes you towards social expansion and goal pursuit. The second half calls for introspection, closure, and preparation for a new cycle. Career growth is steady but requires patience. Finances need careful planning. Relationships evolve through honest communication. Health improves with balanced routines. By the end of March, you emerge more self-aware and strategically aligned with your long-term path. For Taurus, in March 2026, the strong activation of your 10th and 4th house axis through eclipse energy places career and home life in direct focus. At the same time, Saturn continues to stabilize your 11th house of gains and long-term ambitions, while Jupiter in your 2nd house prepares to move forward after a period of financial reflection. This is a month of ambition, recalibration, and long-term structuring. The first half feels intense and professionally charged. The second half becomes more strategic and rewarding. Career is the dominant theme. Your 10th house in Aquarius hosts a powerful conjunction of Mars, Rahu, Sun, and Mercury retrograde during the first half of March. Rahu in the 10th amplifies ambition and increases your desire for recognition and authority. You may feel a strong push to take risks, step into leadership, or break away from outdated professional structures. Mars, ruler of your 7th and 12th houses, brings assertiveness in dealing with business partners, clients, or foreign connections. Mercury retrograde until March 21st suggests caution. Workplace miscommunication, delays in official paperwork, or misunderstandings with superiors are possible. Avoid impulsive career decisions in early March, especially around the lunar eclipse on March 3rd. The total lunar eclipse occurs in your 4th house in Leo, highlighting the tension between professional demands and personal stability. There may be emotional pressure related to home, property, or parental matters. Ketu in the 4th house suggests detachment from old emotional patterns. You may consider relocation or restructuring your living situation to support career growth. Since the Sun, ruler of your 4th house, is part of the 10th house conjunction during the eclipse, professional changes directly affect domestic life. Saturn, ruler of your 9th and 10th houses, transits your 11th house in Pisces, bringing long-term stability to ambitions. Saturn's aspect on your 1st house encourages maturity and discipline in how you present yourself. Its aspect on your 5th house asks you to be realistic in creative pursuits or speculative ventures. Its aspect on your 8th house suggests financial transformation may be slow but steady. After March 15th, when the Sun joins Saturn and Venus in your 11th house, professional networking becomes highly beneficial. The new moon on March 19th in Pisces is an excellent time to set long-term career goals and align yourself with supportive groups. Financially, this month brings gradual stabilization. Jupiter, ruler of your 8th and 11th houses, transits your 2nd house of income and accumulated wealth. Although it begins retrograde, you may have been reviewing financial strategies or reassessing savings plans. After March 11th, when Jupiter turns direct, clarity improves and financial progress becomes more visible. Jupiter's aspect on your 10th house supports income growth through career advancement. Rahu and Mars in the May 10th encourage prestige spending or impulsive investments related to professional image. Caution is advised in the first half of March. Venus, your 1st house lord, enters Pisces, its exaltation sign, on March 2nd and moves into your 11th house, strengthening gains through social networks. Collaborations and friendships may bring financial benefits. After March 26th, when Venus enters Aries in your 12th house, expenses may increase, particularly related to travel, luxury, or spiritual pursuits. Budget planning remains essential throughout the month. Love and marriage are closely tied to professional dynamics. Mars ruling your 7th house and transiting the 10th suggests that your partner may be involved in career decisions or that romantic connections could emerge through professional environments. Rahu's presence in the May 10th create ego clashes between work and relationship priorities. Mercury retrograde can trigger misunderstandings in communication with your spouse or partner. The lunar eclipse in the 4th house may bring emotional revelations about your need for security within relationships. You may question whether your professional ambitions are creating distance at home. Jupiter's aspect on your 6th house supports practical problem solving in relationships. After March 15th, when the Sun and Venus move into Pisces, social and romantic harmony improves. The new moon on March 19th is favorable for renewing commitments or strengthening emotional bonds through shared goals. Single Taurus individuals may meet potential partners through social groups or networking events. Family matters require attention. The eclipse in the 4th house can bring changes related to property, relocation, or parental responsibilities. There may be discussions about home stability or family expectations. Saturn's aspect on your 1st house may make you appear more serious or reserved, especially in family interactions. Venus in Pisces, its exaltation sign, your 11th house supports emotional support from friends and extended networks. Health requires balance between ambition and rest. The strong 10th house activation may create stress due to increased responsibilities. Mars in the 10th can cause burnout if you overexert yourself. Saturn's aspect on your 1st house emphasizes the importance of disciplined routines. Jupiter in the 2nd house suggests paying attention to diet and throat-related sensitivities. Overall, March 2026 is a month of visibility, ambition, and long-term restructuring for Taurus. Career growth is possible but requires patience and careful communication. Finances gradually stabilize after mid-month. Relationships need balance between work and home life. Family matters may prompt emotional adjustments. Health improves with disciplined habits. By the end of the month, you begin to feel that your ambitions are aligning with stable foundations, setting the stage for sustained progress in the months ahead. For Gemini, in March 2026, with Jupiter moving through your 1st house and Saturn firmly positioned in your 10th house of career, you are standing at a crossroads between expansion and responsibility. The axis of the 3rd and 9th houses is activated through eclipse energy, while the 10th house becomes increasingly significant in the 2nd half of the month. This is a period of redefining direction, strengthening professional foundations, and reassessing beliefs that guide your decisions. The first half of March feels restless and mentally intense. The 2nd half demands maturity, visibility, and accountability. Career is the central theme this month. Saturn, ruler of your 8th and 9th houses, is transiting your 10th house in Pisces. Saturn in the 10th is serious business. It increases workload, responsibility, and long-term pressure, but it also offers durable achievement if you remain consistent. You may feel that expectations from superiors are rising. Authority figures may observe your performance closely. This is not a month for shortcuts. Saturn rewards discipline and strategic planning. Its aspect on your 12th house may bring foreign or multinational career connections, or work that requires behind-the-scenes preparation. Its aspect on the 4th house can create tension between home life and professional duties. Its aspect on the 7th house demands fairness and responsibility in professional partnerships. The first half of the month is dominated by a fiery and intellectual surge in your 9th house. Rahu, Mars, Sun, and Mercury retrograde form a conjunction in Aquarius. This creates a strong desire to break limitations and explore new opportunities. You may feel compelled to challenge old beliefs or take bold steps in career direction. Mars, ruling your 6th and 11th houses, adds competitiveness and ambition. Rahu amplifies unconventional thinking and international or digital exposure. Mercury retrograde until March 21st indicates that decisions related to higher education, travel, legal matters, or long-term career strategies must be reviewed carefully. Miscommunication with mentors or superiors is possible. The lunar eclipse on March 3rd in your 3rd house may bring sudden clarity regarding communication, siblings, contracts, or short-term plans. You may decide to drop a project or change your communication style entirely. Jupiter, ruler of your 7th and 10th houses, is transiting your 1st house in Gemini, giving you a protective and expansive aura. Although it begins the month retrograde, you may already feel a shift in confidence and personal direction. Jupiter in the 1st house enhances visibility and wisdom. People may look to you for guidance. After March 11th, when Jupiter turns direct, forward movement becomes clearer. Since Jupiter aspects your 10th house, career growth becomes more promising in the second half of the month. The trine between Jupiter and Rahu supports innovative thinking, international connections, publishing, marketing, or technological ventures. Financially, the month requires balanced judgment. Jupiter in your 1st house can increase earning capacity, especially through partnerships or advisory roles. Saturn's aspect on your 12th house suggests necessary expenses, possibly connected to career investments, travel, or family responsibilities. Venus, ruler of your 5th and 12th houses, moves into Pisces, its exaltation sign, your 10th house on March 2nd and joins Saturn. This is favorable for professional recognition and creative success. Financial gains may come through artistic, diplomatic, or public-facing roles. After March 26th, when Venus enters your 11th house, income through networking and social circles improves significantly. Avoid impulsive financial decisions in the first half of the month, especially during Mercury retrograde. Love and marriage are influenced strongly by Jupiter's position in your 1st house. As ruler of your 7th house, Jupiter brings optimism into partnerships. If you are married, your partner may offer guidance or support during career changes. If you are single, this month increases your visibility. Saturn's aspect on your 7th house demands seriousness. Relationships that lack commitment may feel strained. The eclipse in your 3rd house can trigger honest conversations that clear misunderstandings. The 9th house conjunction may bring romantic connections through travel, higher education, or shared philosophical interests. After mid-month, when the Sun joins Saturn and Venus in your 10th house, your public and romantic life may intertwine. Some may formalize relationships through family discussions. Venus entering your 11th house on March 26th enhances romantic prospects through social gatherings. Family and friends may require adjustment, especially with Ketu transiting your 3rd house. You may feel slightly detached from siblings or close acquaintances. Communication patterns change. You may prefer deeper conversations rather than casual interaction. Saturn's aspect on your 4th house indicates responsibilities toward home or parents. There may be discussions about property, relocation, or structural changes in the household. Jupiter in your 1st house helps you handle family matters with wisdom. Friendships connected to professional or academic networks become more influential this month. Health requires steady attention. Jupiter in your 1st house generally supports vitality, but Saturn in the 10th can create stress-related fatigue. The heavy 9th house activation in early March may cause mental restlessness. Mercury retrograde can lead to overthinking. The lunar eclipse may bring temporary fluctuations in energy, especially affecting nerves or shoulders. Establishing a disciplined routine is essential. Adequate rest is important because professional demands increase toward the end of the month. Overall, March 2026 is a month of maturation and direction for Gemini. You are stepping into a more visible and responsible phase of life. Career growth is possible but requires discipline. Financial prospects improve steadily. Relationships demand sincerity. Communication patterns transform. Health improves with structure. By the end of the month, as Venus moves into your 11th house and Jupiter moves forward in your sign, you begin to feel momentum building. This month does not offer instant results, but it lays the groundwork for significant expansion in the months ahead. For Cancer, in March 2026, the activation of your 2nd and 8th house axis through eclipse energy signals powerful shifts in finances, values, emotional security, and shared resources. At the same time, the second half of the month emphasizes your 9th house of destiny, higher wisdom, and long-term direction. This month brings psychological insight, financial recalibration, and spiritual maturity. The first half of March feels intense and emotionally charged. The second half brings clarity, guidance, and a broader perspective. Career matters require strategic patience. Mars, ruler of your 5th and 10th houses, transits your 8th house in Aquarius throughout the month. This suggests hidden restructuring within your professional life. You may be dealing with confidential matters, corporate politics, joint ventures, or financial dependencies linked to career. Mars in the 8th can create pressure or urgency around workplace transformation. Rahu's presence in the 8th house amplifies unpredictability. Sudden changes in leadership, organizational policies, or financial structures at work are possible. Mercury retrograde here until March 21st can create misunderstandings regarding contracts, taxes, insurance, or shared assets connected to business. It is crucial to double-check documentation and avoid impulsive career decisions during the first half of the month. Saturn, ruler of your 7th and 8th houses, transits your 9th house in Pisces. This brings a serious tone to long-term planning. You may feel a strong desire to align career with purpose. Saturn's aspect on your 6th house strengthens discipline in handling competition and workload. Its aspect on your 3rd house requires careful communication and thoughtful planning. Partnerships, both business and personal, may feel demanding but ultimately stabilizing. After March 15th, when the Sun joins Saturn and Venus in Pisces, professional direction becomes clearer. The new moon on March 19th in your 9th house is a powerful moment to set intentions related to career growth, higher education, travel, or legal matters. By the time Venus enters Aries on March 26th and moves into your 10th house, public recognition and career confidence increase significantly. The end of the month feels more outwardly successful than the beginning. Financially, this month demands awareness and discipline. The lunar eclipse on March 3rd occurs in your 2nd house of income, savings, and family values. This eclipse may bring a financial turning point. You may close one source of income or rethink spending habits. Ketu in the 2nd house suggests detachment from material attachment patterns. You may realize that security is not solely financial but emotional as well. Meanwhile, the heavy 8th house conjunction indicates focus on shared resources, loans, investments, inheritance, or business partnerships. Jupiter, ruler of your 6th and 9th houses, transits your 12th house and turns direct on March 11th. This suggests that hidden expenses or foreign investments may have been under review. After Jupiter turns direct, clarity improves regarding financial obligations. Jupiter's aspect on your 4th house can bring property-related considerations. Avoid speculative decisions in early March. By the second half, financial understanding becomes more stable. Love and marriage undergo deep emotional evaluation. Saturn ruling your 7th house and transiting the 9th suggests that partnerships require maturity and shared philosophical alignment. If you are married, discussions about long-term goals, travel, or belief systems may become important. If you are single, you may feel drawn towards someone intellectually or spiritually aligned with you. The 8th house activation indicates intense emotional processing. Hidden insecurities or unresolved past issues may surface. Mercury retrograde in the 8th can reopen old conversations or bring past relationship themes back for closure. The lunar eclipse in your 2nd house may trigger discussions about family approval, shared finances, or value systems within relationships. After March 15th, when Venus moves into Pisces, its exaltation sign, and joins Saturn, love becomes more grounded and mature. Venus entering your 10th house on March 26th may bring romantic developments through professional environments, or public interactions. Family and home life require sensitivity. Ketu in your second house can create emotional distance from family members or shift traditional family dynamics. The eclipse may bring a moment of realization about inherited patterns or financial responsibilities within the household. Jupiter's aspect on your fourth house offers protection and guidance regarding home matters. There may be contemplation about relocation, renovation, or supporting a parent. Saturn's influence in your ninth house may bring discussions with father figures or elders regarding long-term decisions. Communication with siblings requires patience, especially in the first half of the month when Mercury is retrograde. Health requires steady management. The strong 8th house emphasis can create emotional intensity that impacts digestion, hormonal balance, or stress levels. Mars in the May 8th increase inflammation or sudden minor health concerns if routines are neglected. Jupiter in the 12th house indicates the importance of rest and spiritual healing practices. Meditation, journaling, or therapy can be highly beneficial this month. Saturn's aspect on your 6th house strengthens your ability to build disciplined health habits. The new moon on March 19th is an excellent time to begin a long-term wellness routine. After mid-month, energy stabilizes gradually, and by the final week, motivation improves. Overall, March 2026 is a month of internal transformation leading to external clarity for Cancer individuals. Financial patterns shift. Career restructuring unfolds quietly before gaining visibility later. Relationships deepen through honesty and maturity. Family values evolve. Health improves when emotional stress is managed wisely. The first half of the month feels intense and revealing, but the second half offers guidance, wisdom, and renewed confidence. By the end of March, you begin to see how the challenges of early weeks were guiding you toward a stronger, more aligned path. For Leo, Indiana March 2026, the lunar eclipse on March 3rd occurs in your sign, directly activating your first house of identity, health, and life direction. At the same time, a powerful planetary concentration forms in your 7th house of partnerships, while Saturn and later the Sun and Venus move through your 8th house of transformation. This is a month of profound relationship shifts, personal redefinition, and emotional depth. The first half of March feels confrontational and externally intense. The second half becomes introspective, psychological, and transformative. Career matters are closely tied to partnerships this month. Rahu, Mars, Sun, and Mercury retrograde occupy your 7th house in Aquarius during the first half of March. This can bring major developments in business collaborations, contracts, and public dealings. Rahu intensifies ambition in partnerships and may attract unusual or foreign associations. Mars, ruling your 4th and 9th houses, adds assertiveness and at times impatience in dealing with clients or business partners. Mercury retrograde until March 21st indicates that negotiations may require revision. Be cautious in signing agreements early in the month. Miscommunication with colleagues or public criticism is possible, especially around the eclipse period. Saturn, ruler of your 6th and 7th houses, transits your 8th house in Pisces. This placement brings seriousness to joint ventures, taxes, shared finances, and contractual obligations. Saturn's aspect on your 10th house suggests that professional growth comes slowly but steadily. You may feel pressure from authority figures, but if you handle responsibilities with maturity, your reputation strengthens. Saturn's aspect on your 2nd house demands financial discipline, particularly in shared investments. Its aspect on your 5th house requires focus in creative or speculative ventures. Career breakthroughs are possible, but they come after restructuring. Jupiter in your 11th house offers significant protection and expansion. As ruler of your 5th and 8th houses, Jupiter brings gains through networks, social circles, and long-term ambitions. Although it begins the month retrograde, you may already feel opportunities forming within your professional community. After March 11th, when Jupiter turns direct, income potential improves and supportive alliances strengthen. Its aspect on your 7th house softens relationship tensions and brings wisdom into partnerships. Networking, collaborations, and group initiatives are highly favorable after mid-month. Financially, this is a month of careful recalibration. The eclipse in your 1st house can shift your priorities regarding money and personal worth. You may feel a strong desire to redefine what financial security truly means. With Mercury retrograde in your 7th house, discussions about shared finances or business income may require patience. Venus, ruler of your 3rd and 10th houses, moves into Pisces, its exaltation sign, your 8th house on March 2nd and joins Saturn. This can bring financial focus on taxes, inheritance matters, loans, or investment restructuring. While this combination may feel restrictive, it supports long-term stability if you manage resources wisely. Avoid impulsive financial decisions during the first half of March. After March 26, when Venus enters your 9th house, financial prospects related to travel, education, or international ventures improve. Love and marriage are undoubtedly the most intense themes this month. The 7th house conjunction involving Rahu, Mars, Sun, and Mercury creates powerful relationship dynamics. For some Leo individuals, this may bring a new and exciting partnership that feels karmic and transformative. For others, existing relationships may undergo confrontation or ego clashes. Since the Sun, your first house lord, is involved in this conjunction, your identity feels closely tied to partnership matters. You may feel challenged to balance independence with cooperation. Mercury retrograde may reopen old conversations or bring past partners back temporarily. The lunar eclipse in your sign on March 3rd marks a personal turning point. You may feel emotionally exposed or more sensitive than usual. This eclipse can bring clarity about who you are within relationships. Ketu in your first house indicates detachment from old identity patterns. You may release ego-driven responses and embrace a more authentic self. After March 15th, when the Sun moves into your 8th house and joins Saturn and Venus, relationship energy becomes deeper and more private. Emotional intimacy increases, but so does vulnerability. The new moon on March 19th in your 8th house is a powerful moment for healing trust issues. Married Leo individuals may address joint financial planning or emotional transparency. Single Leo individuals may seek depth rather than superficial attraction. Family and friendships undergo subtle change. Mars ruling your 4th house and transiting the May 7th bring tension between home life and partnership priorities. There may be disagreements within the family related to relationship decisions. Jupiter in your 11th house supports friendships and social support. Trusted friends may offer valuable advice during emotional transitions. Saturn in the 8th suggests that family responsibilities connected to shared assets or ancestral matters may surface. Honest communication is essential. Health requires special attention because the eclipse activates your first house. Energy levels may fluctuate in early March. Emotional stress from relationship or professional pressures can impact heart health, blood pressure, or vitality. Mars in the 7th can increase irritation if conflicts escalate. After mid-month, when the Sun moves into your 8th house, you may feel temporarily low in energy. This is not weakness but a call for rest and emotional detox. Saturn in the 8th demands disciplined self-care. Avoid overexertion and focus on structured routines. By the end of the month, stability gradually returns. Overall, March 2026 is a powerful month of identity transformation for Leo. Partnerships evolve dramatically. Career requires responsibility and strategic patience. Finances demand careful management. Emotional depth increases. The eclipse signals a personal rebirth. While the first half of the month feels intense and confrontational, the second half brings introspection and healing. By the end of March, you emerge stronger, more self-aware, and more aligned with your authentic path. For Virgo, in March 2026, the strong activation of your 6th and 7th house axis brings focus to work, responsibilities, health, and partnerships. At the same time, Jupiter in your 10th house of career begins to move forward after a period of reflection, while Saturn in your 7th house adds seriousness and maturity to relationships. The eclipse falling in your 12th house signals emotional release and subconscious clearing. This is a month of confronting reality, strengthening discipline, and redefining how you balance independence with commitment. Career becomes one of the most significant themes this month. Jupiter, ruler of your 4th and 7th houses, transits your 10th house in Gemini. Even though it begins the month retrograde, its presence in the 10th increases visibility, expansion, and professional opportunity. You may already sense that your role is evolving. Responsibilities may increase, or you may be considered for leadership or advisory positions. After March 11th, when Jupiter turns direct, stalled projects regain momentum and career clarity improves. Jupiter's aspect on your 2nd house supports income growth through professional development. Its aspect on your 6th house strengthens your ability to overcome competition and workplace challenges. The first half of the month feels intense because your 6th house in Aquarius hosts a conjunction of Rahu, Mars, Sun, and Mercury retrograde. This creates a competitive and demanding work environment. Rahu intensifies ambition and may attract unusual projects or foreign collaborations. Mars, ruling your 3rd and 8th houses, adds urgency and sometimes conflict in daily work routines. Mercury retrograde until March 21st can create communication errors, technical issues, or delays in paperwork. You may feel mentally overburdened. Avoid rushing decisions or reacting emotionally to workplace politics. The lunar eclipse on March 3rd in your 12th house may reveal hidden workplace tensions or subconscious stress patterns. It is important to manage anxiety and not let minor conflicts escalate. Saturn, ruler of your 5th and 6th houses, transits your 7th house in Pisces. Saturn in the 7th demands maturity in business and personal partnerships. Professional collaborations require accountability and long-term thinking. Saturn's aspect on your 1st house may make you feel slightly serious or introspective. You may evaluate whether your relationships truly support your growth. Its aspect on your 4th house suggests responsibilities connected to home and family, while its aspect on your 9th house encourages structured learning or long-term planning. After March 15th, when the Sun joins Saturn and Venus in Pisces, partnership themes become central. The new moon on March 19th in your 7th house is a powerful time to reset relationship expectations, both professionally and personally. Financially, March requires careful organization. Venus, ruler of your 2nd and 9th houses, begins the month in your 6th house, indicating expenses related to work, health, or daily responsibilities. Once Venus enters Pisces, its exaltation sign, on March 2nd and moves into your 7th house, financial stability may improve through partnerships. You may receive support from a spouse or business partner. Joint financial planning becomes important. Jupiter's aspect on your 2nd house enhances earning potential, particularly after it turns direct. Still, avoid impulsive spending in early March, especially during Mercury retrograde. When Venus enters Aries on March 26th and moves into your 8th house, focus may shift towards shared assets, taxes, or investment restructuring. Love and marriage are highlighted strongly this month. Saturn in your 7th house makes relationships serious and karmic. If you are married, this is a time to strengthen commitment through responsibility and mutual understanding. If your relationship lacks stability, tension may surface. The first half of the month may bring arguments triggered by work stress or miscommunication, particularly with Mercury retrograde. Jupiter's aspect on your 7th house offers protection and wisdom. After March 15th, when Venus and Sun join Saturn in Pisces, romantic energy deepens. You may seek emotional security rather than superficial excitement. The new moon on March 19th is a powerful opportunity to initiate a new chapter in partnership, whether through engagement, reconciliation, or redefining boundaries. Family and friends require balanced attention. Saturn's aspect on your 4th house suggests responsibilities at home, possibly related to property or parental matters. There may be discussions about long-term planning within the household. The eclipse in your 12th house indicates emotional clearing. You may distance yourself from draining social connections. Rahu in your 6th house may create competitive dynamics within friend circles, but Jupiter in your 10th house supports beneficial professional friendships. Focus on relationships that contribute to growth rather than drama. Health is one of the most sensitive areas this month. The strong 6th house activation demands disciplined routines. Mars and Rahu in the 6th can increase inflammation, stress, or minor injuries if overwork becomes excessive. Mercury retrograde may contribute to nervous tension or digestive imbalance. The lunar eclipse in the 12th house suggests the need for proper rest and mental detox. Sleep patterns may fluctuate. Meditation, yoga, and structured daily habits are essential. Saturn's aspect on your 1st house encourages steady health management rather than quick fixes. After mid-month, as planetary focus shifts toward your 7th house, stress levels gradually stabilize. Overall, March 2026 is a month of responsibility and growth for Virgo. Career momentum builds, especially after Jupiter turns direct. Work demands intensity but also offers opportunity. Partnerships require maturity and honest communication. Financial stability strengthens through collaboration. Emotional clearing helps you release hidden stress patterns. Health improves when discipline becomes a priority. By the end of the month, you begin to feel more grounded and confident in both professional and personal commitments. For Libra, in March 2026, the strong activation of your 5th and 11th house axis through eclipse energy highlights creativity, romance, children, friendships, and long-term ambitions. At the same time, Saturn's steady movement through your 6th house brings focus to work discipline, health routines, and daily responsibilities. Jupiter in your 9th house expands your vision and personal philosophy, especially after it turns direct on March 11th. This is a month of balancing passion with practicality, ambition with responsibility, and desire with discipline. Career requires consistent effort rather than dramatic action. Saturn, ruler of your 4th and 5th houses, transits your 6th house in Pisces. This placement emphasizes daily work structure, time management, and accountability. You may feel an increase in workload or responsibility. Saturn's aspect on your 8th house suggests that hidden challenges within the workplace may surface, requiring careful problem solving. Its aspect on your 12th house indicates the need to avoid burnout and manage stress carefully. Its aspect on your 3rd house demands disciplined communication and planning. You are being asked to work steadily, even if recognition feels slow. Jupiter in your 9th house offers guidance and expansion in professional direction. As ruler of your 3rd and 6th houses, Jupiter's presence in Gemini supports learning new skills, higher education, publishing, travel, and long-term career planning. Although it begins the month retrograde, you may have been rethinking your professional path since late 2025. After March 11th, clarity returns and forward movement strengthens. Jupiter's aspect on your 1st house boosts confidence and personal growth. Its aspect on your 5th house energizes creativity, making this an excellent period for strategic thinking and innovative projects. The trine between Jupiter and Rahu supports unconventional ideas and digital ventures. The first half of the month is highly creative yet intense because your 5th house in Aquarius hosts Rahu, Mars, Sun, and Mercury retrograde. This creates strong passion in romantic, creative, and speculative areas. If you are involved in creative work, your ideas may feel bold and unconventional. Mercury retrograde until March 21st suggests delays or revisions in creative projects. Mars, ruling your 2nd and 7th houses, may create impulsive communication in love or financial matters. Rahu intensifies desire for recognition, especially in artistic or public arenas. The lunar eclipse on March 3rd in your 11th house may bring changes within friendships or long-term goals. You may detach from certain social circles or reevaluate who truly supports your ambitions. Financially, the month requires careful management. Mars ruling your 2nd house and transiting the May 5th increase risk-taking tendencies in speculation or investments. It is important to avoid impulsive financial decisions during the first half of March. Saturn in the 6th house encourages disciplined budgeting and steady savings. Venus, your 1st house lord and ruler of your 8th house, enters Pisces, its exaltation sign, on March 2nd and joins Saturn in your 6th house. This can bring expenses related to health, work, or daily obligations. It also supports financial organization and structured repayment of debts. After March 26th, when Venus enters Aries and moves into your 7th house, financial benefits may come through partnerships or spouse support. Love and marriage are major themes this month. The 5th house conjunction makes romance intense and emotionally charged. Rahu may bring sudden attractions or unconventional romantic experiences. Mars adds passion but also impatience. Mercury retrograde can revive past romantic connections or unresolved conversations. The lunar eclipse in your 11th house suggests that love and friendship may intersect. You may question whether a relationship truly aligns with your long-term goals. Jupiter's aspect on your 5th house offers protection and optimism, particularly after March 11th. For married Libra individuals, Saturn's transit in the 6th house requires practical cooperation. There may be discussions about shared responsibilities or health matters. After March 15th, when the Sun joins Venus and Saturn in Pisces, relationship focus shifts toward daily harmony and mutual support. The new moon on March 19th in your 6th house is an ideal time to establish healthier relationship routines and resolve minor conflicts. Venus entering your 7th house on March 26th significantly improves romantic harmony and attraction. The final week of March feels much lighter and more affectionate. Family and friendships undergo noticeable shifts. The lunar eclipse in your 11th house may bring closure in certain friendships or group associations. You may decide to prioritize quality over quantity in social connections. Saturn's aspect on your 3rd house indicates responsibility towards siblings or communication matters. There may be important conversations within the family that require maturity. Jupiter's aspect on your first house helps you handle social adjustments with grace. Health is an important focus this month due to Saturn and Venus in your sixth house. Stress management becomes crucial. The heavy fifth house activation in early March may increase emotional fluctuations that impact digestion or heart energy. Mars in the fifth can create restlessness if creative energy is not expressed constructively. The lunar eclipse may temporarily affect sleep patterns. After March 15th, attention should shift toward building consistent routines. The new moon on March 19th is an excellent time to begin a structured health program. Jupiter's aspect on your first house supports vitality once balance is restored. Overall, March 2026 is a month of passion, restructuring, and growth for Libra. Creativity surges, but discipline is required. Relationships evolve through honest communication. Financial stability improves through careful planning. Career expands gradually, especially after Jupiter turns direct. Friendships transform, revealing who truly aligns with your long-term path. Health improves when routine replaces impulsiveness. By the end of the month, as Venus enters your seventh house, harmony begins to replace intensity, leaving you better aligned with both your ambitions and your heart. For Scorpio, in March 2026, the powerful activation of your 4th and 10th house axis through eclipse energy brings major focus to the balance between home and career. At the same time, your 5th house of creativity, romance, and children becomes increasingly emphasized in the second half of the month. Jupiter's movement in your 8th house adds psychological depth and financial restructuring, while Saturn in your 5th house demands maturity in love and long-term planning. This is a month of inner realignment that influences outer circumstances in visible ways. Career undergoes a noticeable shift this month. The total lunar eclipse on March 3rd falls in your 10th house in Leo, highlighting professional identity, reputation, and long-term goals. An eclipse in the 10th often signals culmination or redirection. You may receive recognition, complete a major project, or decide to step away from a professional path that no longer feels aligned. With Ketu in the 10th house, detachment from old ambitions is possible. You may question whether your current career truly reflects your deeper purpose. At the same time, the Sun, ruler of your 10th house, is entangled in a conjunction with Mars, Rahu, and Mercury in your 4th house during the first half of the month. This suggests tension between domestic life and professional responsibilities. Family matters may influence career decisions, or work stress may spill into your personal space. Mars, your 1st house lord and ruler of your 6th house, transits the 4th house throughout the month. This can create restlessness within the home environment. You may feel the urge to renovate, relocate, or assert control over domestic matters. Mars conjunct Rahu can also bring conflict or sudden disruptions in family dynamics. Mercury retrograde in the 4th until March 21st suggests miscommunication with family members or delays related to property matters. Avoid impulsive decisions regarding real estate or major home changes in early March. Saturn, ruler of your 3rd and 4th houses, transits your 5th house in Pisces. Saturn in the 5th demands seriousness in creative projects, romantic relationships, and matters involving children. If you are working on a creative venture, progress may feel slow but steady. Saturn's aspect on your 7th house brings maturity and responsibility to partnerships. Its aspect on your 11th house requires careful evaluation of friendships and long-term ambitions. Its aspect on your 2nd house encourages disciplined financial planning. After March 15th, when the Sun joins Saturn and Venus in your 5th house, creative and romantic matters become central. The new moon on March 19th in Pisces is a powerful moment to set intentions related to love, children, or creative expression. Financially, March is a month of recalibration. Jupiter, ruler of your 2nd and 5th houses, transits your 8th house in Gemini. Although it begins retrograde, you may already be reviewing shared finances, taxes, loans, or investment strategies. Jupiter's aspect on your 2nd house provides protection to income, even during transformation. After March 11th, when Jupiter turns direct, financial clarity improves, particularly in joint ventures. The trine between Jupiter and Rahu can bring unexpected financial opportunities through property, family connections, or innovative ideas. Avoid speculative risks in early March, especially during the eclipse period. Love and marriage are influenced by both Saturn in the 5th house and Rahu in the 4th house. Romantic relationships may require emotional maturity and long-term commitment. If you are single, you may be drawn to someone serious and emotionally grounded. If you are in a relationship, discussions about future planning or children may arise. The first half of the month can feel emotionally volatile due to the 4th house conjunction. Personal insecurities or family pressures may affect romantic harmony. Mercury retrograde can reopen old emotional wounds or past conversations. Once Venus enters Pisces, its exaltation sign, on March 2nd and joins Saturn in your 5th house, love becomes more stable and sincere. After March 26th, when Venus moves into Aries in your 6th house, attention shifts toward daily cooperation and practical partnership matters. Family life is a major theme this month. The 4th house conjunction suggests strong focus on home, property, and parental matters. Rahu may create sudden changes or unconventional decisions regarding living arrangements. Mars may increase tension if boundaries are not respected. The lunar eclipse in the 10th house indicates that career shifts may impact family stability. Honest communication becomes essential after Mercury turns direct on March 21st. Saturn's influence encourages long-term stability, even if adjustments are required now. Health requires careful attention, particularly due to Mars in the 4th house and Jupiter in the 8th. Emotional stress may impact digestion or heart energy. Restlessness within the home environment can disturb sleep patterns. Saturn in the 5th house may reduce vitality if creative expression is suppressed. The eclipse may bring temporary fluctuations in energy levels. It is important to avoid overexertion, especially in early March. After the new moon on March 19th, energy stabilizes gradually, and focus on disciplined routines improves well-being. Overall, March 2026 is a month of emotional restructuring and career realignment for Scorpio. Professional direction evolves, possibly through closure or redefinition. Home and family dynamics require patience and open communication. Finances improve through careful review and long-term planning. Love deepens through maturity and responsibility. Health stabilizes when stress is managed consciously. The first half of the month feels intense and revealing, but the second half brings clarity and creative renewal. By the end of March, you begin to feel more grounded and aligned with both your inner truth and external ambitions. For Sagittarius, in March 2026, the strong activation of your 3rd and 9th house axis through eclipse energy highlights communication, belief systems, travel, and long-term direction. At the same time, Saturn's steady presence in your 4th house brings attention to home, family, and emotional stability. Jupiter, your ruling planet, moves through your 7th house of partnerships and turns direct on March 11th, signaling an important shift in relationships and professional alliances. This month asks you to balance courage with patience and independence with cooperation. Career unfolds through communication and partnerships. Mercury, ruler of your 7th and 10th houses, is retrograde in your 3rd house during the first half of March, conjunct Rahu, Mars, and the Sun. This creates an atmosphere of intense discussions, negotiations, and possibly debates. You may be involved in signing contracts, revising agreements, or handling important communications related to career. Mercury retrograde until March 21st warns against rushed decisions. There may be misunderstandings with colleagues or delays in professional documentation. Mars, ruling your 5th and 12th houses, adds assertiveness to your speech, but it can also make communication impulsive. Rahu amplifies ambition in writing, marketing, media, or entrepreneurial activities. This is a powerful time for bold ideas, but execution requires patience. The lunar eclipse on March 3rd in your 9th house in Leo can bring a turning point in your long-term career direction. You may question your belief system, educational path, or international ambitions. There may be closure around legal matters, higher education, or travel plans. Ketu in the 9th house suggests detachment from outdated philosophies. You may realize that your path is evolving beyond previous expectations. Saturn, ruler of your 2nd and 3rd houses, transits your 4th house in Pisces. This placement emphasizes responsibility toward home and family. There may be property discussions, renovations, or emotional restructuring within the household. Saturn's aspect on your 10th house indicates steady but slow career growth. You may feel that professional progress depends heavily on stabilizing your domestic environment. Its aspect on your 1st house increases seriousness in your personality. You may appear more reserved or focused than usual. After March 15th, when the Sun joins Saturn and Venus in your 4th house, attention shifts toward emotional grounding and home-related decisions. The new moon on March 19th is an excellent time to set intentions related to property, relocation, or family harmony. Jupiter in your 7th house plays a central role this month. As ruler of your 1st and 4th houses, Jupiter's transit in Gemini expands partnerships and public visibility. Even though it begins retrograde, you may already sense relationship themes evolving. After March 11th, when Jupiter turns direct, partnerships move forward with clarity. This is favorable for business collaborations, client expansion, and marriage prospects. Jupiter's aspect on your 1st house boosts confidence, while its aspect on your 11th house supports gains through alliances. The trine between Jupiter and Rahu encourages innovative communication strategies and networking. Financially, the month requires structured planning. Saturn ruling your 2nd house and transiting the 4th suggests expenses related to home or family. Property-related investments should be handled carefully, especially in early March during Mercury retrograde. Jupiter's aspect on your 11th house supports income through partnerships and group ventures. Rahu and Mars in the May 3rd tempt you toward impulsive financial decisions connected to travel or communication projects. After March 26th, when Venus enters Aries in your 5th house, speculative gains or creative financial opportunities may arise, but caution remains essential. Love and marriage are strongly highlighted due to Jupiter's presence in your 7th house. If you are single, this is a promising period for meeting someone significant, particularly after Jupiter turns direct. Partnerships may form through communication, travel, or intellectual exchange. Mercury retrograde in the 3rd house may bring misunderstandings in early March. Married Sagittarius individuals may engage in important discussions regarding home, relocation, or family planning. Saturn in the 4th house indicates that emotional maturity is required within relationships. Venus entering Pisces, its exaltation sign, on March 2nd brings softness to domestic life and supports harmony at home. After March 26th, when Venus moves into your 5th house, romantic energy increases and passion feels more playful and expressive. Family and friends are central themes. Saturn in the 4th house may create a sense of responsibility toward parents or property matters. There may be emotional heaviness or the need to resolve long-standing family issues. The eclipse in your 9th house may bring conversations with father figures or mentors. Rahu in the 3rd house can intensify sibling interactions or community involvement. Jupiter's aspect on your 11th house ensures that supportive friends play a positive role. Social connections expand, particularly after mid-month. Health requires attention to mental and emotional balance. The strong 3rd house activation in early March can create nervous tension or restlessness. Mars may increase physical activity, but overexertion should be avoided. Saturn's aspect on your 1st house suggests maintaining steady routines rather than pushing extremes. Emotional stress from family matters may impact sleep patterns. The new moon on March 19th is an ideal time to begin a calming routine, such as meditation or structured exercise. Overall, March 2026 is a month of communication, partnership growth, and emotional stabilization for Sagittarius. Career develops through dialogue and negotiation. Finances require careful planning. Relationships gain momentum after Jupiter turns direct. Family responsibilities increase but lead to long-term security. Health improves when mental restlessness is managed. By the end of the month, you feel more grounded at home and more confident in partnerships, setting the stage for steady progress ahead. For Capricorn, March 2026 is a defining month, especially in the areas of finances, communication, self-worth, and daily responsibilities. The strong activation of your 2nd and 8th house axis through eclipse energy brings financial and psychological transformation, while Saturn, your ruling planet, continues its steady movement through your 3rd house, demanding disciplined action and mature communication. Jupiter in your 6th house begins to move forward after March 11th, improving work conditions and problem-solving abilities. This month asks you to refine how you speak, spend, think, and respond. Career matters require persistence and practical thinking. Jupiter, ruler of your 3rd and 12th houses, transits your 6th house in Gemini. This placement increases workload but also strengthens your ability to overcome obstacles. You may find yourself handling multiple responsibilities, managing teams, or addressing unresolved workplace issues. Although Jupiter begins retrograde, there has likely been a review of daily routines or professional structures since late 2025. After March 11th, when Jupiter turns direct, progress becomes visible. Its aspect on your 10th house supports career development, recognition, and strategic growth. You may receive guidance from mentors or senior colleagues that helps clarify your next step. The first half of March is dominated by intense activity in your 2nd house of income and speech. Rahu, Mars, Sun, and Mercury retrograde form a powerful conjunction in Aquarius. This combination can bring sudden financial shifts, strong opinions, and forceful communication. Mars, ruling your 4th and 11th houses, adds assertiveness to how you express yourself, but it can also create tension if words are spoken impulsively. Mercury retrograde until March 21st increases the possibility of misunderstandings related to salary, contracts, or family finances. It is important to double-check documentation and avoid making emotional financial decisions early in the month. The lunar eclipse on March 3rd falls in your 8th house in Leo, signaling transformation in shared resources, debts, taxes, or joint financial commitments. You may close a financial chapter, settle a pending matter, or confront hidden fears related to security. Ketu in the 8th house suggests detachment from psychological baggage. This eclipse encourages emotional release and financial restructuring. Avoid risky investments during this period. Clarity emerges gradually after mid-month. Saturn, ruler of your 1st and 2nd houses, transits your 3rd house in Pisces. Saturn here demands disciplined communication and consistent effort. You may feel compelled to work harder than usual to achieve results. Short travels, documentation, writing, marketing, or communication projects require patience. Saturn's aspect on your 5th house suggests serious thinking about children, creativity, or speculative investments. Its aspect on your 9th house encourages structured learning and long-term planning. Its aspect on your 12th house highlights the need to manage hidden expenses and avoid energy drains. After March 15th, when the Sun joins Saturn and Venus in your 3rd house, communication becomes more focused and purposeful. The new moon on March 19th is an excellent time to initiate a long-term project related to writing, business development, or skill building. Financially, this is one of the most important months of the year for you. With Rahu in your 2nd house, income patterns may feel unpredictable. There can be sudden gains or unexpected expenses. Mars increases financial ambition, while Mercury retrograde requires review of budgeting. Jupiter's aspect on your 2nd house provides protection and potential growth, especially after it turns direct. Saturn's influence demands discipline. This is a month to reorganize savings, reconsider investments, and build long-term stability rather than chase quick profits. Love and marriage require mindful communication. Venus, ruler of your 5th and 10th houses, begins the month in your 2nd house, bringing warmth to family and romantic interactions. Financial discussions may influence relationship dynamics. Once Venus enters Pisces, its exaltation sign, on March 2nd and joins Saturn in your 3rd house, communication becomes central to love. Honest conversations can strengthen bonds, but rigid thinking may create distance. For married Capricorns, discussions about shared finances or future planning may arise. For singles, romantic interests may develop through communication, travel, or intellectual connection. Mars in the 2nd house may create sharp speech in relationships during the first half of the month. Be cautious not to let frustration spill into unnecessary arguments. After Mercury turns direct on March 21st, clarity improves significantly. When Venus enters Aries on March 26th and moves into your 4th house, emotional warmth returns to domestic life. Harmony within the household improves toward the end of the month. Family matters are strongly emphasized. The 2nd house conjunction suggests intense conversations within the family, possibly about property, inheritance, or financial responsibilities. The lunar eclipse in the 8th house may bring hidden family issues to the surface. Saturn's transit in the 3rd house suggests responsibility towards siblings or close relatives. Communication patterns are being restructured. Patience is essential. Health requires steady management. Jupiter in the 6th house supports recovery and healing, especially after March 11th. Mars in the 2nd house may create throat, mouth, or dietary sensitivities. Overindulgence in food or stress-related eating should be avoided. Saturn's aspect on the 12th house suggests prioritizing sleep and rest. The eclipse may temporarily impact emotional balance, so mindfulness practices will be helpful. Overall, March 2026 is a month of financial restructuring, disciplined communication, and steady career growth for Capricorn. The first half feels intense and revealing, particularly regarding money and emotional security. The second half offers clarity and direction. By the end of the month, you feel more in control of your resources, more thoughtful in communication, and more grounded in long-term planning. This month strengthens your foundation for sustainable success. For Aquarius, March 2026 is one of the most defining months of the year. With Rahu, Mars, Sun, and Mercury retrograde all activating your first house in the first half of the month, you are at the center of change. This is a period of identity reset, personal rebranding, and strong outward expression. At the same time, Saturn, your ruling planet, moves through your second house of finances and values, demanding discipline and maturity. The lunar eclipse on March 3rd falls in your seventh house of relationships, making partnerships a key theme. This month reshapes how you see yourself and how others respond to you. Career begins with intensity and visibility. Mars, ruler of your 3rd and 10th houses, transits your first house all month, increasing ambition and personal drive. You may feel highly motivated to assert yourself professionally. Rahu in your first house amplifies this desire for recognition and change. You may adopt a new professional identity or push forward with bold initiatives. Mercury retrograde in your first house until March 21st warns against impulsive decisions or miscommunication. Be mindful of how your words are perceived. Strong opinions may create friction with colleagues or superiors if not delivered tactfully. Jupiter, ruler of your 2nd and 11th houses, transits your 5th house in Gemini and turns direct on March 11th. This is a highly supportive influence for creative projects, strategic thinking, and long-term career planning. Jupiter's aspect on your 11th house enhances gains and social networks, while its aspect on your 1st house brings protection and optimism. After March 11th, professional clarity increases, and stalled plans begin moving forward. The trine between Jupiter and Rahu can bring innovative opportunities, especially in technology, education, marketing, or creative industries. The first half of March feels chaotic but energetic. The second half feels more structured and focused. Financially, this is a month of restructuring and maturity. Saturn in your 2nd house asks you to take finances seriously. There may be increased responsibilities related to savings, family obligations, or long-term planning. Saturn's aspect on your 11th house suggests that gains will come steadily but through disciplined effort rather than shortcuts. Rahu in your 1st house may tempt you toward bold financial moves, but caution is advised, especially before March 21st. The lunar eclipse in your 7th house can bring financial discussions within marriage or business partnerships. Joint resources may need review. Venus, ruler of your 4th and 9th houses, enters Pisces, its exaltation sign, on March 2nd and joins Saturn in your 2nd house. This combination supports structured financial growth, especially related to property, family assets, or educational investments. After March 15th, when the Sun joins Saturn and Venus in your 2nd house, financial matters become a central focus. The new moon on March 19th is an excellent time to set intentions related to savings and income stability. By March 26th, when Venus moves into Aries in your 3rd house, communication-based financial opportunities may increase. Love and marriage are transformative this month. The total lunar eclipse on March 3rd occurs in your 7th house in Leo, highlighting partnership dynamics. Ketu in the 7th suggests detachment or completion of a relationship chapter. If a partnership has been unstable, clarity may arrive suddenly. For some, this eclipse brings closure. For others, it brings renewed understanding. Since the Sun, ruler of your 7th house, is part of the 1st house conjunction during the eclipse, identity and relationship themes are deeply intertwined. You may question how much of yourself you compromise in partnerships. Mars in your 1st house can create impatience in relationships. Mercury retrograde may reopen past conversations or bring former partners back temporarily. After March 21st, communication improves significantly. Jupiter's aspect on your 7th house brings wisdom and protection, particularly after it turns direct. Married Aquarius individuals may need to balance independence with cooperation. Single individuals may attract dynamic but intense personalities. By the end of the month, relationship energy stabilizes as financial clarity improves. Family and friendships require careful attention. Saturn's aspect on your 4th house suggests responsibilities toward home or parents. There may be discussions about property or domestic stability. Rahu in your 1st house may make you appear more self-focused, which could create distance in close relationships. Jupiter's aspect on your 11th house supports supportive friendships and group involvement. The eclipse may bring changes within business partnerships that indirectly affect family life. Health is an important theme this month due to the strong first house activation. Mars and Rahu in your first house can increase physical energy but also create stress, inflammation, or impulsive behavior. You may feel restless or mentally overstimulated. Mercury retrograde can contribute to overthinking. Saturn in the second house indicates the need to regulate diet and maintain consistent routines. Avoid neglecting sleep. After March 15th, as focus shifts toward financial and practical matters, stress levels gradually stabilize. The new moon on March 19th is an excellent time to adopt disciplined eating habits and structured exercise. Overall, March 2026 is a powerful month of identity transformation for Aquarius. You are redefining who you are and how the world perceives you. Career opportunities emerge through bold action, but patience is required in communication. Finances demand discipline and long-term planning. Relationships undergo karmic evaluation through the eclipse. Health improves when rest and moderation replace impulsiveness. The first half of the month feels intense and externally focused. The second half brings grounding and clarity. By the end of March, you stand stronger, more self-aware, and better prepared for long-term stability. For Pisces, March 2026 is a powerful personal reset month. With Saturn transiting your first house and a major planetary shift from your 12th house into your first house during the second half of the month, you are stepping into a new cycle of maturity and self-definition. The month begins with strong 12th house activation, emphasizing closure, rest, subconscious patterns, and hidden matters. By mid-March, energy shifts into your sign, marking the beginning of a more visible and self-directed phase. This is a month of endings and beginnings happening almost simultaneously. Career moves through a quiet restructuring process. Jupiter, your ruling planet and also ruler of your 10th house, transits your 4th house in Gemini. This suggests that professional decisions are strongly connected to home, family, or property matters. You may be reconsidering your work-life balance or contemplating relocation. Jupiter begins the month retrograde, indicating that career reflections have been ongoing since late 2025. After March 11th, when Jupiter turns direct, clarity improves regarding long-term goals. Its aspect on your 10th house brings support and eventual growth, but progress may feel indirect at first. You may need to stabilize your personal life before career expansion fully unfolds. The first half of the month is dominated by a conjunction of Rahu, Mars, Sun, and Mercury retrograde in your 12th house. This can create hidden workplace tensions, behind-the-scenes politics, or feelings of exhaustion. Mars, ruling your 2nd and 9th houses, may push you toward bold decisions, but Mercury retrograde until March 21st warns against acting impulsively. Miscommunication with colleagues or foreign contacts is possible. Rahu and the May 12th bring opportunities connected to international projects, research, spiritual institutions, or remote work. It also increases mental restlessness. Avoid making drastic career moves in early March. Saturn, ruler of your 11th and 12th houses, transits your 1st house. This is a significant transit that brings seriousness, responsibility, and personal growth. You feel heavier or more introspective. Saturn's aspect on your 7th house demands maturity in relationships. Its aspect on your 10th house reinforces that professional growth requires patience. Its aspect on your 3rd house encourages disciplined communication and consistent effort. After March 15th, when the Sun enters Pisces and joins Saturn and Venus in your 1st house, visibility increases. The new moon on March 19th in your sign marks a personal rebirth. This is a powerful time to set intentions about your identity, health, and long-term direction. Financially, the month begins cautiously. Mars in the 12th house may increase expenses, particularly on travel, spirituality, or hidden obligations. Rahu in the 12th can create unexpected expenditures. The lunar eclipse on March 3rd in your 6th house may bring financial adjustments related to debts, loans, or daily expenses. Ketu in the 6th suggests releasing unhealthy financial habits. After Venus enters Pisces, its exaltation sign, on March 2nd, moves into your 1st house, financial confidence gradually improves. Venus brings charm and magnetism, which can attract new income opportunities. By March 26th, when Venus moves into Aries in your 2nd house, financial focus strengthens significantly. This is a favorable time for improving income streams or negotiating salary. Love and marriage require emotional awareness. Mercury, ruler of your 4th and 7th houses, is retrograde in your 12th house in the first half of March. This can bring unresolved relationship conversations to the surface. Some Pisces individuals may reconnect with past partners or revisit emotional memories. Rahu in the 12th can intensify secretive or private romantic experiences. The lunar eclipse in your 6th house may bring clarity about daily compatibility within relationships. For married individuals, practical responsibilities may require adjustment. Saturn's aspect on your 7th house indicates that commitment and accountability are central themes. After March 15th, when the Sun and Venus join Saturn in your 1st house, relationship dynamics shift. You become more self-aware and assertive about your needs. The new moon on March 19th is an ideal time to reset partnership expectations. Single Pisces individuals may feel ready to attract more stable and mature connections. Family and home life remain significant due to Jupiter's transit in the 4th house. Even though Jupiter is retrograde initially, there may have been ongoing discussions about relocation, renovation, or family expansion. After it turns direct, domestic plans move forward. Saturn in your 1st house may make you more reserved within family interactions. You may feel the weight of responsibility toward loved ones. Honest communication improves after March 21st when Mercury turns direct. Health requires careful management, especially in the first half of the month. The heavy 12th house activation may cause fatigue, sleep disturbances, or mental overactivity. Mars and Rahu in the 12th can increase anxiety if rest is neglected. The lunar eclipse in the 6th house highlights the importance of disciplined routines and addressing chronic health concerns. Saturn in your 1st house demands structured self-care. Avoid overexertion and prioritize adequate sleep. After mid-month, as energy shifts into your 1st house, vitality gradually improves. The new moon on March 19th is an excellent time to begin a new fitness or wellness plan. Overall, March 2026 is a deeply transformative month for Pisces. The first half focuses on closure, reflection, and hidden matters. The second half brings rebirth, visibility, and renewed confidence. Career growth is gradual but promising after Jupiter turns direct. Finances stabilize toward the end of the month. Relationships demand maturity but offer growth. Health improves when discipline replaces escapism. By the end of March, you feel stronger, wiser, and ready to step into a new chapter of self-definition and purpose. As we conclude this episode, please keep in mind that these insights are based on the Sidereal Zodiac system used in Vedic Astrology, which differs from the tropical system by approximately 24 degrees. These are general predictions. The real impact depends on your dasha cycles and your individual birth chart. For a personalized analysis or consultation, feel free to reach out. If you found this video valuable, please like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And now, you can also hype this video to boost it within the community. Your support helps this knowledge reach more people who may benefit. Thank you for watching. Stay aware, keep learning, and keep shining bright.